Hi guys, welcome to another Skyrim mod showcase where we're going to take a look at the Battlefield mod. This mod was originally on the Steam Workshop and has now been added to the Skyrim Nexus. This mod differs very much from the popular Warzones mod, whereby these battles aren't preset around Skyrim. They're actually a set of spells that the mod gives you, and then those spells spawn a certain set of characters. For example, you can spawn Imperials, Stormcloaks, Trolls, Giants, and so on and so forth. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump in game, equip some of the spells, see how they work, and just go through the list of what sort of spells and things the mod adds to the game. So you join me in game now at the same scene as where I set those previous battles, and we'll take a little bit of a look at the spells and options that you get with the mod. So if I go into my spells, you can see here we have a long list of spells that has been added by the mod. So you can have removal, which will delete all the actors that have been spawned by the spells. You have the spectator cheat, which will make your character invisible, so therefore you can watch the battles that unfold without becoming a part of any hostile enemies. And there's also toggle decay, which is very similar to the spectator cheat, just operates in a very different way. And then the mod author has given you several fireball type mods in order to, obviously, if you do get involved in the battles, to use against the enemies. And then we have the huge list of actors and animals and things that you can cast and spawn into the game. So you can see here I've just set up a very simple one, which you saw a bit of in the intro scenes, of the Stormcloaks versus the Imperials. So in my right hand I have the spell for the Imperials, and in my left hand I have the Stormcloak. So we'll just see how that plays out, and then I'll load up again and show you a few more things. So let's cast the Imperials. As you can see, it just acts as a fireball. The actors do tend to be hostile towards quite a few things. Here you can see they've tried to take out Saerileth there, and he's run off, and they've taken out someone else there that's on the floor. So the actors sometimes are hostile to things you would possibly think they wouldn't be hostile to. It's a bit odd. And then let's cast in the Stormcloaks, like so. And you will see that at the top left you do get the spawn actors counting, so there's 27 for each, and we'll just see how this plays out. None of these are going to be hostile towards me, so I haven't turned on the invisible spectator or anything like that. And as you can see, it spawns in quite a nice range of actors as well. We've got quite a few archers, some spellcasters in there, and quite a few people with swords and a shield. So there's a nice mixture of actors that have been spawned in. For some reason we have an orc in there as well, and I think that's due to the the Civil War Overhaul mod that I have on. So it spawns in different races for the Stormcloaks and Imperials, as well as the just human actors. As you can see, the Imperials won quite convincingly, actually. Absolutely decimated the Stormcloaks there. And I'll load it back in, and we'll check another one out. Okay, so I've loaded back up, and I just want to take a look at some of the options that you have for the spawning items. So we have Akavari Samurai, Alduin, Bandits, Draugr, Dremor, Dwarves, Valma Goblins, Forsworn, Giants, Imperials, Orcs, Skeletons, Spiders, Stormcloaks, Fallen Magicians, Trolls, Vampires, Vigilant of Stendarr, Werewolves, Whiterun Guards, and that is it. But you can see there's a massive list of actors that you can spawn in. So I'm going to go ahead and set up a Vampires versus the Vigilant of Stendarr. Hopefully this will work. I did just try a Vampires versus Werewolves, and they didn't seem interested in each other at all, and just was very intent on attacking me, which didn't really go to plan. So I'm going to spawn in, hoping this is the Vigilant of Stendarr in this hand. No, that was Vampires, right, okay. Let's put the Vigilant in quickly. The Vigilant spawning in? They should be. The Vigilant didn't really seem to be spawning in there. Let's try again. Okay, so that's a very fizzled out spell. There we go, there's the Vigilant of Stendarr. Come to save me, hopefully, from the Vampires. This is going to be a very, very large battle. Whoa. Fireballs flying everywhere from the Vigilant, attacking all of the Vampires. The vampires have brought Hargraven, some recently turned humans, and there's a couple of vampire masters about somewhere as well, but the Vigilant are absolutely caning them here. And I think that's pretty much them all dead. I think I did spawn double Vigilant in. I think they took a while to suddenly spawn in. So yeah, that is why there's absolutely loads of them running about the screen. Oh my god, where are they gone now? Apparently they found some other vampire over here who decided to run and is absolutely getting blasted with fireballs. Tried to spawn a wolf and hopefully will eventually die. He should die. He's got tons of stuff firing at him. Fire from all directions. Okay, so that's pretty much the basics of the mod. However, it can be quite a bit of a performance hit with this mod, especially with a lot of actors on the screen. But you can use a console command, which is on the mod authors page, which will reduce the amount of actors spawned with each spell. So if I cast a spell now, this is for the Imperials, and we take a look at the top left of the screen around about now, it should be telling me, there we go, that 13 actors have been spawned. Now this console command will allow me to spawn, say, half that amount, a quarter of that amount, or even things like 0.1 of the amount. Right, so I've just loaded back in so we can see the amount of actors spawned with just the one spell. So I'm going to now open the console, which is the tilde key, which you'll find to the left of the one on your keyboard, probably at the top left hand corner. And I'm going to type set ms_sam space to space 0.5. Now when I previously cast the Imperial spell, it spawned in 13 actors. So I'm going to cast it now and see how many spawn in. And at the top left it should tell me, you can see it's quite a few. Less, and actors equals 5. So that's about 0.5 of what was spawned in. It does depend on what type of actors come in, say wolves, mages, or maybe some animals that come in with the actors. That will change the numbers slightly. But as you can see, only 4, was it, or 5 actors have come in. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's quite good. And you can see from this as well, when there's no enemies about, oh, he's going to run off and fight someone now, which is a shame. When there's no enemies about, they will interact with any of the statics around as well. So they will start farming, they will sit down at benches, they will eat, and things like that. So they do have all the idle actions with them. Okay, so I've just loaded up the game again because I want to take a quick look at what the value of 0.1 would do to the amount of actors spawned in. So I'm going to open the console again and set space SM_Sam. Obviously, being I've entered this once, I could press up on the arrows and it would enter the whole thing for me again. Space to 0.1, like so. And we have just noticed my mistake. Yeah, I'll just change that quickly. I mistakenly put SM instead of MS. Set MS_Sam to 0.1. And now let's take a look at what that does. So I'm going to spawn in the Imperials again. And there we go. Just one Imperial has been spawned. And at the top left, spawned actors equals 1. So as you can see, there are a multitude of things you can use this mod for. You don't just have to use it for battles. You can just use it for spawning in certain actors. And I think that just gives a lot of flexibility of what you can use this mod for. It's really quite a nice little mod to have in your load order, especially if you do videos quite frequently with Skyrim. It just gives you an easy way of getting those actors in there, and you can manipulate them how you want once you spawn them in. It saves you having all the console commands and entering actors in that way. And just another few things about the mod author's main page. It does have descriptions on there telling you what actors are hostile to who, and just a host of information that is useful to know about this mod. So I do recommend you check that out before you start using, and just make sure that you've read everything on the page. So that was a little look at the Battlefield mod. If you like the look of it, please do head over to the mod authors page to check it out there. And remember to endorse if you use. Also remember, this mod is available on the Steam Workshop, so you can also download it from there if you don't use Skyrim Nexus. And thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.